Well, I think the fact that we have 250 years of heritage actually allows us to be somewhat more playful in terms of how we approach the local consumer. And I mean that in the sense of, for a Chinese consumer, they're super savvy. They're well researched, they understand quality. I mean, I think it's one of the markets in the world where, you know, they really take the time to understand how the product is made, what the ingredients are. So you have to have these great products, and the fact that we have a backbone of great products and great history allows us to play into culturally relevant moments in China. So how have we innovated? I think the most important part was finding local talent that understood heritage, English, European house. In fact, that was quite important, because then working out how you play that into the market and become relevant is key. So finding that local talent, and our approach was, how do we become part of the conversation as opposed to interrupting it? You can't actually advertise to Chinese consumers. It's a dialogue. And you say that all around the world, but in China in particular, because everything is communicated so fast in social media, because the reach, it's all like telephone numbers, it actually does play out very differently in China. So I'll give you an example of a couple of collaborations that we've done, and I think collaborations is key. Our consumer in China is much younger than elsewhere in the world. Our core customer across the globe would be sort of 35 to 55. In China, it's 18 to 25, super young. So where are they? What are they listening to? What are they interested in? What are they following outside of my category, so that I'm talking to them in their lifestyle or in their world? So the couple of collaborations that we've done is we've partnered with an art toy. It's a collectible piece of art called Robbie. They launched limited editions. The only collaboration they'd done before us was with a car manufacturer. So how we approached this was, it had a scented backpack, so it's literally a toy, you get two sizes, a scented backpack, so our fragrance was reaching the collectors of this toy. But we were also very mindful, we use a Chinese artist to design the print that went on. It's like a little rabbit, it's super cute. So we worked with a Chinese artist, and we even worked with Chinese digital agency to create the film. And within the film of this Robbie whizzing through the air is the fragrance bottle. We've got a lot of equestrian overlap with our brand. So the whole thing had moments of very much creed in there, but played out in a way that an audience would be able to relate to it and see it as fun and want to engage with it because it was fun. And then the collaboration itself, absolutely surprised us. It ended up being something that we created in China for China, that we took global.
Wow.
And actually around the world, the ripple effect was huge. And it wasn't just, our immediate assumption was, this is Chinese communities in other parts of the world that have seen us on WeChat or Weibo and have been following this. But actually it was more than that. There's a ripple effect. And we sold out before we even hit stores in most markets.
Wow.
And then sort of learning from that, I mean, the pop on media coverage and social noise was truly incredible for us in a media coverage globally. So off the back of that, we've also worked with a rapper, very cool rapper, one of the biggest rappers in China, called Benzo. And what he's done is, we don't do celebrity fragrances. We're an English heritage house of 250 years. Celebrity perfumes aren't our thing. So how do you work with that kind of celebrity and it makes sense? And he happened to be a Creed fan, so when we approached him, it worked very well. So our perfume is embedded into his song, and then to bring that song to life, obviously it needs visual context as well. So again, we worked with an artist called Nitty Gritty 3000, super cool, that interpreted this collaboration between the artist and the perfume. And when you look at the images, they are pieces of art on their own right. I mean, they are truly beautiful. So that's just a couple of examples of how we keep ourselves relevant to the China audience. And then I think the other big thing is, our stores are tweaked to the sort of heavy luxury that you find around the rest of the world. There's more playful spots, it's much easier to sit down, just adapting to who our audience really is in the China market. But I think you can do that when you've got great product, you know, and having the heritage also gives us a bit of license to play because we've been innovative for 250 years.